Hi, I'm Jay, and I'm the CEO of Sweatalyzer, and I'd like to tell you about a close friend of mine, Pooja. She's a college student, she's hardworking, responsible, and she likes to have fun. And like for many college students, having fun involves drinking alcohol. It was her birthday recently, and she had a little party in her dorm, but she ended up getting carried away. And the next morning she was upset, because getting sick really ruined her night. She realized it was hard for her to keep track of how many drinks she had, and wanted a way to prevent this from happening in the future. Pooja is not alone. Studies show that 46% of college students binge drink, which is defined as having at least 5 drinks in a night. And we found that many of them share Pooja's concerns. We surveyed nearly 100 college students and found that 60% would like to keep better track of their alcohol consumption and are willing to use an alcohol monitoring device to do so. But not one student that we talked to has purchased a breathalyzer because they felt that they were inconvenient and expensive. Universities also realize that alcohol use can be a serious problem, and it's something that they're actively trying to control. From our conversations with Dean Hutchinson, the Dean of Undergraduates at Rice University, he made it clear that one of the main responsibilities of the university was to ensure that students like Pooja are safe and educate them on responsible drinking. In fact, universities spend a lot of resources on programs and even entire departments focused on alcohol education and enforcement. But the fact is that these current efforts are not enough, and the consequences are hard to ignore. Just last year, there are nearly 600,000 injuries and 2,000 deaths associated with alcohol use among college students. The thing is, college students drink to have fun, not to be careless. They're just as interested in preventing these accidents as universities are. So how can schools help these students? To support these students, schools need to go beyond traditional education and enforcement. They need to empower students by giving them the information they want to be more aware and make better decisions. In a word, they need something actionable. And that's exactly the problem that we tried to solve at Sweatalyzer. We tried to come up with a low-cost, easy-to-use alcohol monitoring device that universities could distribute to students as a way to encourage responsible drinking. And this is what we came up with. We have created a device that can monitor alcohol levels through the skin and provide a visual indication of the user's blood alcohol content, or BAC. Here you can see a picture of our device. It's a single-use wearable device that is capable of monitoring alcohol for several hours. It consists of 2 layers. The absorption layer is in contact with the skin and non-invasively collects a sample of sweat. And the detection layer is the star in the center that consists of enzymes and dye that react with alcohol in the sweat to produce a visual color change. Our device is convenient, consumable, and capable of providing continuous alcohol monitoring. We have a working prototype that we have tested with the help of some willing volunteers. In this case, we gave our volunteer 4 drinks and tracked his blood alcohol content using a breathalyzer. For reference, a BAC of 0.08 is a legal driving limit in Texas, and usually occurs after 2 to 3 beers for most people. As you can see at the start of the trial, the star in the center of the device was white. After 30 minutes, and a BAC of 0.04, a slight green color started to develop. After another 30 minutes, and a BAC of 0.10, there was a noticeably green color change in the device. And finally, an hour and a half after his last drink, when our volunteer's BAC was at 0.14, the device was nearly saturated with color. We have conducted several similar experiments to establish proof of concept that we can detect alcohol through the sweat and provide visual feedback to the user. Moving forward, we plan to complete product development and iterate this into a much more powerful device. After our conversations with students and school officials, here's our vision for our final product. It will consist of 3 detection areas that will change color at different thresholds. For example, 0.02, 0.08, and 0.15. This will serve as a low, medium, and high indicator of intoxication so that students can decide when they feel comfortable stopping. In addition, our device will have a built-in upper limit. Once the 0.15 threshold has been crossed, our device will not get any darker, and this will prevent it from being turned into a competition or a drinking game. And this is actually something that was very important to universities. Ultimately, our device can enable universities to bridge the gap between education and enforcement. Universities can purchase these devices for students as a way to increase alcohol awareness, and students can use these and feel comfortable keeping track of themselves and their drinking habits. There are 13 million college students across the nation, 6 million of them who binge drink. Our research shows that 40% of students would be willing to use our device to keep better track of their drinking, which means we have an opportunity to reach 2.4 million students nationwide. And if we can impact these students when they first start drinking, then we can shape responsible habits that will stay with them for years to come. We also realize that alcohol-related accidents are not limited to college campuses. Though we've received the most traction from universities, there are many other applications for a low-cost, non-invasive alcohol monitoring device. Companies in the oil and gas, construction, and manufacturing industries could use our device as a way to ensure worker safety. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. Applications in worker safety extend beyond to shipping, clinical testing, and transportation. There are many promising opportunities for how Sweatalyzer can expand beyond universities. And in addition to product development, we plan to carry out in-depth market research to pinpoint these future opportunities. In order to do that, we need your help. We are looking to raise $215,000 in seed funding to complete product development and market research. Alcohol safety is a serious issue, whether it be at home, work, or school. If you are interested in using new technology to increase alcohol awareness and prevent unnecessary accidents, come to our information session after the pitch, and let's create a device that has the potential to save a life for less than the cost of a beer. Thank you.